Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big man Boisterous coming to you with some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the Antigua shipyard. Down here in the bottom right hand corner of the map we have Drainadin spawning in as the red Protoss, and up here in the top right we have his opponent Sabretooth, the blue Zerg. As this game starts out, I would like to say that I've actually decided just to go back to regular faster because most of the replies that I've gotten for, the 2x speed it's increasingly negative. So it is going to be a 1x speed. I am going to be doing a lot of 2-part videos probably then, because I'm getting a lot, just a lot of macro games, and it looks like we are going to have Drainadin going for a Forge Fast Expand, which is, I think, definitely a good idea on this map. Maybe not so much in this position because his third is going to be really hard to capture, and like a Forge Fast Expand lets a Zerg get a lot of economy up. So if the Zerg rushes like a natural and then rushes a really fast third, I think Drainadin's going to be ever so slightly behind on economy. Plus the Zerg, after he gets his third up here, he can basically just leapfrog it right into a gold base, and that gold base is reasonably easy to protect because you really only have to protect like this choke point, and then you're set. The Forge is down for Drainadin, so it is going to be a Forge Fast Expend, not like a 1-gate FE or something, because 1-gate FEs are kind of sketchy for Protoss to try to hold off against Zerg pressure, especially if the Zerg just transitions right into like 14 gas 14 pool. It can get iffy, but it looks like we're going to have actually Sabretooth going for 14 gas 14 hatch, which is an interesting build. I think he should have probably canceled that extractor as soon as he saw the Forge down, because you don't really need gas for Forge, for like fighting off a Forge, because you don't need speed. Cannons don't run that fast. And we do have Sabretooth just going for very heavy droning, which is definitely a good counter to Forge FEs. And Drainadin is actually stockpiling quite a few resources. He's going up to 500 minerals before he finally drops that Nexus. So that Nexus was definitely a bit sloppy. It would have been nice for him to have a probe like right here and ready to go. But his probe is going to drop a photon cannon, and I think he should definitely send this probe back to mine, because I think he might drop a gateway at this wall off. And there we go. And we do have Sabretooth's hatchery is already almost done, so his expansion is actually going to be up around around 40 seconds before Drainadin's is, and Protoss usually have Zerg usually have an easier time saturating that first Nexus. Drainadin or Sabretooth actually got a really late spawning pool because he went for a lot of drones. I would have liked to see an earlier spawning pool, because earlier spawning pools let you get queens up faster, and once you get that queen drone, once you get the queen to inject larva, your drone production will just go through the roof, and you can just really heavily drone for fighting off a Forge Fast Expand, because 2 base timings for Protoss can be really scary. Like a 6-gate or an 8-gate is one of the most terrifying builds in the game, just because that timing push is so strong, especially if you time it up with like +2 armor or +2 attack. Like it's horrifying how much damage your army can do. And Drainadin's pulling actually a lot of probes. He's pulling 6, and he didn't have that many probes to begin with. He only has they're actually tied at 20 each. I'm surprised that the Zerg hasn't taken a lead on the probe count. Actually the Protoss is ahead now, so that's strange. I think that this late spawning pool definitely contributed to that, plus the fact that he started mining gas to try to get this metabolic boost out, even though he really didn't need metabolic boost at this point. I mean, I think he understands that his opponent can't go for any sort of aggression because of the Forge Fast Expand and how late that makes your Cybercore, and because of the Cybercore being also your warp gate. So I think that mining this gas was a blunder, especially mining 200 gas, because he's not even going up to layer tech, so he's not going to be rushing for any sort of infestor play or anything like that. Although he did get a really fast third. This is a 6-minute third. That is speedy, to say the least. That might be one of the fastest thirds I have seen. just in general. I mean, that's ridiculous. And we do have fast upgrades coming out from Drainadin, so he is using this forge properly and getting some rapid upgrades out. I'd expect to see him go up to some sort of Twilight Council play. Mostly when you go for this kind of like 2-base push, you don't really see a whole lot of people going for like Colossus tech or anything like that. You just see a lot of really strong gateway timings, because, you know, these upgrades help your gateway units so much, especially if you get the armor that reduces the damage that they take from units such as like Zerglings. Your army, basically the entire army, just starts countering Zerglings, and that's really all that a Zerg can have up if he goes for such a speedy third. The only real issue for Drainadin right now is that he doesn't have any scouting information at all. He doesn't even know that this third exists, and he's going up to, this is going to be 7 gateways. That is a lot of gateways. So I think he might be going for like an 8-gate timing push for 2 bases, which is horrifying. And he actually, you know, despite having the third up, the Zerg is not, he doesn't need that third right now. He just needs more drones. Because his main, he's still not mining off this gas, and his main is, you know, 7 drones short of saturation, and there we go. It's finally getting up to the point where it's fully saturated. And now it's 49 drones to 41 probes, and I still don't think that this is worth it. We do have the Overseer coming in, and he's going to get a full scout out on these extra 6 gateways that just popped up, and that is very good for our Zerg player. He'll definitely be able to deal with this. He'll probably be able to deal with this when it comes out. I think this is still a horrifyingly strong push, especially it has +1 attack, so these Zealots are just going to absolutely carve through Zerglings with just taking out Zerglings in 2 strikes. And these Zerglings, they really need upgrades of their own. I think that Sabretooth should be going for +1 attack upgrades, but he doesn't even have an Evo chamber down anywhere. He's not really spending his money efficiently. Typically when you get a 3rd base, you want to have a macro hatch up and ready to go for when that 3rd base comes out, and he's just, it's not ready. Like, the Zerg is not playing this optimally, I would say. And we do have yet another gateway, actually, so he's going up to 8 gateways right now. He's getting a Twilight Council, and this is a really strong push right now. This is a big Protoss army. It's worth, you know, 84 supply, but it has, you know, a big sentry backbone. I think that's going to play a major part in this next engagement, as these are all Zerglings and they are all off creep. We do have a flank trying to set up for these Zerglings, but I'm not sure if it's quite going to be enough because of the, do they have +1 armor yet? I'm actually surprised that he didn't wait for +1 armor and charge to finish. Probably, I'm not that surprised about charge. Charge isn't a major upgrade. It's better to just get a timing push where you still have the kind of idea of surprise on your side. And these Overlords are just, they were just left out to dry. And actually, he's going to get supply blocked. And he was, you know, I think he was around 30 supply ahead of, like, getting supply blocked when that attack happened. And we do have Zerglings trying to bust down the destructible rocks to get behind this Protoss army. I don't like that choice. I really don't. And this 3rd does go down pretty handily. Let's just look at units lost real fast. And he lost, that's his probe that he lost at the beginning of the game. He took no losses. Did any units actually get hull damaged? No. Wow. That was, he did actually just lose, oh, so there was a Zergling counterattack going on in the main that I missed. Whoops. But 5 workers, not worth this. It really is not. That was an insane lead to take, and take, I think, did the Zealot back here get damaged? No, the Zealot back here didn't get any hull damage either. So at this point, Zerg should not be feeling that comfortable. He really needs to do something risky, like take this gold base, or, you know, drop a macro hatch. A macro hatch is not that risky, but he definitely, it's something he needs to do. And we do have what's his name? We do have pathogen glands coming out for the Zerg army, and he's getting a Spire. And with such a gateway heavy army, Spires aren't going to do a lot. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just, it's not going to be effective. And he finally gets a double Evo chamber, but the attack level 2 is coming up. This is going to be a very nasty push just like he's probably gonna just blow on through the Zerg's defensive lines, because the Zerg does not have a whole lot right now. I don't think his upgrades are even gonna be done by the time this engagement happens, because this Protoss army I think is getting ready to move out, and he has an insane supply lead right now. It's 136 supply, 299 as you can see, as I finally remember to open up the nameplates. Ah, god. Anyway, and he has a lot of sentries. He actually has 12 sentries. That would be 22 zealots, and you know a handful of stalkers, but it doesn't matter because these zealots all have charge, and they are absolutely going to clean house as these infestors do not get the fungals they needed. And oh, why are you using infested Terran? You needed to fungal all those zealots. And you know, a couple more infestors are going to go down for free. A couple of zealots do go down in the background, but it's not enough. There's a couple of infestors back here, and they're going to get cleaned up without any issues, as this one's fungal growth might be ready to go off. It can cast the fungal now. Cast the fungal. Nope, he threw out down 3 infested Terrans. That was not optimally handled for the Zerg pieces. And I think that's just going to be game, as Drainadin is going to be able to easily clean up this army with superior upgrades, a much superior unit count, and he's just going to waltz in here and take out the macro hatch that just finally came down. So I think at this point it's just waiting on a GG from Sabretooth, as his drones are trying to violently fight off the zealots, and it's just not going to work. And Sabretooth has left the game. So congratulations to Drainadins for some awesome play. If you guys want more Boisterous action, head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. If you guys want your games commentated by Boisterous, send them on in to boisteroussc2@gmail.com, and there will be a link to my Battle.net thread down in the post. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, go ahead and post them in there. And also, if you just want to bump my post up to the front page with some random nonsense, you can go ahead and put that in there too, because I'm always trying to get that thread to get more views. And I'm currently looking at other options for expanding a viewer base, but that's really my major one right now. So anyway guys, this is Boisterous signing out.